Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking, and today we are going to cover 3 topics, and that would be, once again, the open beta and a bit of a status update, then the new car designer scenarios, and more about polishing and current bug fixing activities. And now let's get right into it. Like I mentioned in the last little dev update, we were kind of expecting to be done with everything that needs to go into this update at the end of this week. Turned out that the thing I mentioned did indeed happen. Something major got in the way, and that was the car designer scenarios, which really didn't feel like playing up to date. And what had to be done there is going to be part of topic number 2. Also, we still have, because of that, a few more things to do in regards to polishing up the game, and, well, I guess we are kind of delayed 3 or 4 days in addition to what I said in the last little dev update. So, we tried to get things out mid-week-ish, and maybe the car scenarios won't be playable right at the start of the open beta, but most other things should be, and there's plenty of more little things to do as well. Alright, let's take a look at what the scenarios are all about now. After having played the game a lot during the closed beta in the new flow of things with the market demographics, one thing that really stood out when I tried things out again, just to see if they're still working, was the cars designer scenarios, and in a very negative way. They didn't flow right, the UI was kind of clunky in comparison to what we have now, and also the gameplay seems oddly out of date now that it's all about targeting specific markets. So what I'm going to show you now is how the new scenario mechanic works. So basically, you are going to build a car, now also in rear longitudinal mode, like this one, build a car for 2 different market demographics instead of having a huge list of requirements. So what we are going to do here now is just construct a cheap city vehicle. So I'm just quickly clicking together this engine, which we see is very average indeed. And now we put it in here. Rear engine cars are kind of tricky to balance. They tend to oversteer a lot. So what we're going to do is put 135s in the rear. That should be all good. And let's see. So now we have these 2 fields you already know about in the on the left hand side, but now they mean also what kind of scenario score you have reached. So right now I have a 0 score, and that is probably because I haven't reached the 100 kilometers an hour, because the score is pretty nice otherwise. Let's see, 95 kilometers an hour, that would be exactly right, yes. So let's see, second gear doesn't go to 100. Well, that is a bad choice. No? Maybe it's going to 100 now? Yes, there we are. And I passed the scenario. And as you can see, it is just working like the other scenarios in the current public build, but instead it is just scoring the 2 demographics which are here. And you're supposed, in this case, to reach 70 points in the city segment and 67 points in the city budget segment. There are quite a few more things we need to do before the open beta, and some of these are, of course, more polishing and bug fixing. And we are going to fix the biggest bugs now before the open beta, so that you actually can play the open beta and enjoy it, while the game still improves until public release of this big update. And some of the changes you see here, which have already been done, we have a much nicer looking car manager, and also now a much nicer looking engine manager, and they are much easier to read too, with all the nice symbols on top. Why doesn't it have... yeah, that's one of the bugs here. It didn't have the tooltips, but the tooltips are everywhere, which is of course good. And we don't show all the decimal places, because that looked really busy. But the coloring definitely helps following and reading the lists, and it's sortable and stuff. That's all kind of nice. There's more of this stuff coming in, and we're also going to make the company manager a bit nicer to look at. One of my favorite additions so far is that you now can actually show cars that are not in a company, so that you can make new companies more easily and don't have to sift through all kinds of cars to find them, the new ones. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and soonish we are going to release the open beta. Cheers, guys.